cheating. So I feel like I don't know about definition in Google or according to dictionaries, but I feel like as the name implies, it's texting with sexual intentions. I feel like to like the things I feel like people would say if they're having sex, they would text it. And I think maybe the words is what stimulates people to feel as if like they're actually having sex.
Oh, so based on the definition you gave him now, it would be proper for a boy or a girl in a serious relationship to be sexting another person.
Well, that is cheating.
That's cheating. Uh-uh. Because a man complains about his wife always with her phone, and when he was able to, was not suspecting anything because being a businesswoman, he felt it's her business partners and all that. But when he wanted to check something, he took the phone from her. By chance, came across a lot of things and he was surprised. She was like in love with the person. So the question I'm going to ask is it possible to fall in love with a total stranger, everybody's Facebook friends, that is sexting? Is it possible to fall in love with such a person that you've not like a total stranger? Is it possible?
Yeah, I think the thing is that people, especially like people underestimate the power of emotional connection. I think men in general are very physical beings, and I think women are very emotional beings, mental beings. They're not really, from what I know about ladies, they're not really moved so much by a man's physique. Like you can see a guy and it's like, okay, has abs, has muscles, maybe looks okay, looks good. That's about it. It doesn't really make her feel like, okay, I want to be with this person, I want to sleep with this person. I think for ladies, it's more so about security and feeling safe with this person. So that's where you see situations where the Oga's wife will be sleeping with the gate man, and you ask yourself, but like you're the Oga's wife, what does this gate man have that your husband clearly does not have? And most times it's not about the having like the materialistic things, it's more of how the person makes lady feel. And women, we like to hear things, we like to, we like to see things, gift us things and stuff. But you will see relationships where the guy has absolutely nothing, but the lady stays, and you ask yourself why. Is because he makes her feel loved. Doesn't need to be by buying her things, but like the way he talks to her, the way he handles her like an egg. So
Yeah, back again. So we're talking about texting or sexting, and Jane here just explained to us what sexting. I don't know if I find it difficult to pronounce the words. As I said, like maybe it's not my generation thing, but then sexting is like a game, or it's not really a game where you fall in love or tell someone about sexual things, and they just talk about sexual things, and you're a married woman or a married
it
man.
doesn't even necessarily have to be like a cheating sort of thing. People that are in relationships do it. So it's just that when you're doing it with someone that you're not in a relationship with, it's cheating. It's like you person physically and you're speaking to this person about sex, you're cheating on your partner. You're using the words that this person is telling you to get off. You are cheating on your partner because I feel like from what I've read lots of books, courtesy of my mom, she started to read lots of books. So I started reading lots of
Thank
novels.
you.
So because of the amount of novels I've read, I come to understand that sometimes men like to be told certain things, like, and women sometimes like to be told certain things too that helps them to arrive at the pinnacle. So that's why sexting comes into play, because some people, they are not really about the physical stuff. They're okay, and especially like you see sometimes in long distance couples where it's like this is kind of thing that they kind of come up with to help them pass time. But now when you're not doing to someone that you're in clearly in a relationship and you're doing to someone that's not in a relationship with you, it is cheating. So she was asking like, how is it that someone can do that and fall in love, get well, fall in love with that person? And I was like, because women especially are very like, we like to hear nice things, like to be treated like a human being, so to say. And if someone is treating you like that online, that's why some people they can date for 2 years online, they've never met in person.
No.
Like you don't know about the case that someone came from Netherlands to come and marry someone in Nigeria.
Yes.
Exactly. So it's
That
very
was
possible.
more than 2 years.
It's very, very possible for you to now be just talking, and that this when you're not talking to somebody about something so personal to you. They probably send voice notes. It's not as if it's like letter where you cannot hear how the person sounds. You probably send voice notes, you probably send pictures, and obviously words. So that whole thing, I feel like it creates the experience that some people get with and be like, oh, okay, yeah. So I think that's the background.
Well, but for me, I think if you ask my opinion, I think it's not really right, though it's been happening. Because I read about somebody, a woman, that for now she doesn't feel like exposing herself to her husband. She's no longer feeling comfortable to allow her husband to see her nakedness because she had been doing this sexting with some other person online. As she said, emotionally women are very weak, and she was down when she met this guy online. Sometimes you go to TikTok, you go to Facebook, somebody will say hi, la 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 la, I'd like to talk to you. Are you free? This and that, my name is this, and she was one of the people that fell for it. And so like, let me just have a kick out of it by texting this person like, yeah, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm this way saying. That was some in Atlanta, this was some California. Before they started texting, they don't know each other from Adam. They give each other fake names. And he was telling her, can I see your face? She snapped her face and said, the woman do the same. So, can I see your chest? And she was like, no. And so when she happened to, after, you look so beautiful, I believe your body will be so beautiful, you began to make her feel like she's a queen. Remember, you have never seen her before. And she was confident enough, according to her, and sent her picture, her breast, to him. And he began to praise her breast as if he's the creator. These are the words that her husband has never given her before. And so they became friends, and according to what she said, she fell in love with the guy. Now she's feeling like cheating, of course, she's cheating, of course. That because of that impression, of course, she cannot tell her husband, I don't really know if he's a killer, I don't know, whoever he is, but I can't let you see my nakedness because the husband has never taken time to appreciate her, so that's a worshiper. I've never taken time to look after her or say something like that. And now she's feeling like I can no longer, I'm not going to divorce my husband because of this. I can no longer let my husband see me because for him not to be telling me all this why, maybe he never liked my body. So in a case like that, and she's in love with the man, what would you advise as a young girl, still coming up in a situation, in society now, where there are so many infidelity, cheating, and betrayal? If you have opportunity to advise a friend, what would you tell her?
First of all, how did she even get to that point? Like,
She was bored.
I feel like the kind of friends I have, yeah, they only get that point if they're single. I don't think they'll get to that point, but they'll get that point if they're single. And then if you're not single and you feel like your husband is not appreciating you, I feel like these are things you should discuss with your partner. Again, I'm a very naive person. I'm very young in this world of whatever. But I just generally feel like before you get to a point, before I get to what I'll advise her now that she knows she is, let me just say how not to get there. I think a lot of things or a lot of issues that arise in relationships, whether be dating or marriage, stems from lack of adequate, proper communication where both parties feel heard and understood. So in a situation, maybe she must have even tried probably previously in the past to explain to her husband that I don't feel appreciated, I don't feel worshipped as some other ladies would feel. I feel something is off, and he probably does not understand what that means and just brushes it off like it's all in your head. So that might have been what got her to this point. So now she's not at this point, what advice would I give her? At the end of the day, I'll say the logical Christian thing to say is cut it off. But the realistic thing I would say is meet this person and know this person.
Like meet the stranger.
Yes. Because if you have gotten to the point you're comfortable to be sending pictures of yourself in very risky situations to a complete stranger, you don't know what he's using those pictures for. You don't even know that he's your husband's rival in a company or something, and they're just been trying to get to you to get things on your husband and used to blackmail him. So you need to put a face and a realisticness to this person, like this person actually exists. It could be AI, when AI age, anything can happen. So you need to make sure this person is a human being and exists. Then why am I saying meet this person? You need to meet this person and know, who am I risking it all for? Because you're risking your marriage, you're risking your family, especially if you have kids. you're risking everything for someone you've not met before. I feel like that's dumb.
Yeah.
So I think the next step is to at least know who am I risking it for. And sometimes some things are clearer when you meet the person in person. If you meet the person in person and you feel like, oh, this person I want to throw my whole marriage and everything for, my dear, go ahead. I'm not the one to tell you stop, don't do that, because some lessons are learned the hard way. So if that's what you want to do. But again, you might meet the person and realize that actually this is not what all I'm doing, and everything was just, because sometimes when you get bored in relationships, you just a little spark will not make you feel like, oh my god. But people forget that in the beginning of the current relationship they were in, the sparks were there too.
We were there before.
So what is to say that this spark you found this person too will not go and become the current situation you're in?
Yeah.
So I think being with that person, like going to see that person, have like a meeting and discuss, okay, so what is this turn out to be? Because I can't keep on living my life like this, because now I feel like I'm now cheating on you with my husband. I can't show my husband my body anymore, because now in my head my body is yours because you have praised it and everything. So now I'm torn. So I think the best thing will be to see the person in person, because the person too might also be married or might also have a life of their own. You need to do your investigations, girls, ladies, women. You need to do your investigations and figure out what you want to do from there. That's my advice.
Thank you for the advice. For all those who are listening, I think, yeah, you're right, very well. I think that is like an excuse. If you're bored in your marriage, in marriage, by God's grace, like I'm in it for like 30 years now, going 31.
Okay.
So in marriage, you get to a point where actually you be bored.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening? What am I doing here? And that is not the human Christ. Look for God. Just look up to the cross. Because at that point in time, no other person can actually give you that kind of peace you're looking for. You go to a certain stage in marriage where you're searching for something. Exactly what you can't even pinpoint it, but you don't know that kind of satisfaction you used to have.
Yeah.
And life happens. The man you're married to or the woman you're married to must be busy doing something else.
Yeah.
That does not warrant. You have to start doing this to another person. So I advise as well, when you get to that point where the marriage seems meaningless to you, I think that's the point that you should be concentrating more on prayers. You need a supernatural being to help you. That's time to, like, if you're a Christian, you pray. You need to pray to the word of God. You need to pray and make sure that you pray and receive answer. When you pray like that, you have that satisfaction.
Can I interject?
Yeah, you can.
I won't call myself a Gen Z, but for the younger generation, I know when you guys hear pray, it's giving very much something is going. I'm going something. The first you're telling me to pray. Every time pray. I think what my mom is trying to say, especially for someone that is a Christian, because we are Christians, is that you need to understand why am I at this point. Pray is not pray the urge away or pray the sin away, because I think a lot of people are going through stuff like this, infidelity, marriage, or your partner is being infidel.
They're cheating on you.
Your partner is cheating on you. The first thing we tell the person, both the partner that is cheating and the partner that is being cheated on, is to pray. And people think pray means, pray that this person turns back to me, or pray that this person, the she-devil that is chasing him, will stop chasing him and she will leave him for me.
No.
And I it's not that. When we say pray means pray to figure out why this is happening, what caused this to happen. Sorry to say, a lot of people that got into the situations they got to did not seek God before getting to it, and even if they sought it, they don't wait for His own answer before getting to it. They brought up their mind, I'm going to do this anyways. They just look at them, okay, I'm going to do this. Are you involved? Like, are you? And even so, is it hanging? Yeah, it's back. And this one that she says when she's in a relationship, not going the way it's meant to go, she will be like, I prayed for God to give her a sign, and she doesn't know why God is not giving her a sign. Guys, trust me, I saw the signs. Like, as her friend, I saw all the signs.
But she didn't see the sign.
We discussed the signs, me and this lady, we discussed the signs, but she does not see it as the signs. Okay. Her own sign is more so the person leaving her or something. And even when the person does leave her, she does not still understand that that's also a part of the sign. So I feel like it's a relationship. Okay. When we say pray, we need for you to pray to, and pray to listen. Because when you're making up your mind about the situation and you're now seeking God's face or His position about that situation, and your mind is already made up, then you're not praying. You just go there and let him know this is
That
what's going on.
hello God, I just want to do this.
Either you get with it or you get out of it.
I am doing it.
I'm doing it
And people call
anyways.
that a prayer, Sha.
And that is not prayer, because
Okay.
again, if the partner is cheating on you and you're trying to pray, your prayer is not that the person that is cheating on you which should die, or the person that is cheating on you we should leave him alone, or they should leave him alone. Your partner became a problem. We need to figure out where that problem. I know we don't like to blame. It's not about blame, but no one wants to take a fault for a partner cheating, because I genuinely feel like cheating is a character flaw. If you cheat, that's on you. But that's not take away the fact that there are some things that a partner can do that can egg their partner to the other side slowly but surely. For example, if you're just genuinely a mean wife, you're a mean wife.
Can you give me a little explanation about what you mean by mean wife?
Okay, example of a mean wife. You know that this man is a good man to you. You know he actually does his best. Like, he does his best. But because his best is not up to the point of maybe your friend's husband, or maybe the guys you did in the past, you are, instead of it to be accept that this is who you've chosen, you are insulting him to make him become better. That I not see your mate and sugar, and that you're mean to him, even the way, like, normally you used to give him, like, you decided to be a housewife, and you used to give him food, like all love and everything, but now even the way you give him food, he's scared because they don't know whether you've poisoned him. Yeah. There's so much coolness in the house. There's no warmth anymore. Everywhere is like ice cold, because now you're just very dissatisfied with the man that he has turned out to be. So because of that, you become mean. Sometimes most times it's not even consciously. You're just dissatisfied with your life, and the fact you now have friends that are living the life you wish you had.
Oh my God!
It drives you crazy, and at that point you're not beginning to get mean to your husband.
Okay.
Now, in that kind of situation where he's being iced out in his own house, obviously kids usually pick the mom's side, like that warmth, one way or the other outside. And people say, but you can go and be with your guy friends, but you understand, God didn't create Adam and Eve.
Mm-hmm.
So the next thing for him is to feel like a man again. It will be to find another woman that appreciates him or that sees him as a person. That's the next thing that she's going to do, to take another person that sees him as a person, as a partner. That's what.
Well, thank you so much, because you've really explained a lot. One of those things I think I get from it is that for somebody to be sex texting, something must have pushed the person.
Yeah.
The person did not just wake up one day and was like, I'm going to start sex texting another person, my husband. No. Something must have prompted the person to do that. And that is the part I was talking about. When you feel like doing something that you're not meant to do or supposed to do, because some people don't go for therapy. Therapy in the part of Africa is not very popular. And so most of us, especially my generation, our therapy is church. We go to pray. So when I mention prayer, it's not like pray for the person to die or pray. You pray alone that God, please take care of this problem for me. I don't know how to do about it. I don't know how to go about it. You have a kind of calmness in you, a peace that the Holy Spirit can give you. That was some women, you see their husband cheating on them, doing all kind of things, and you see them, it's not that they don't know, they know, that they don't care. They know that they don't care, they care, but they don't want to go overboard, killing themselves, having high blood pressure. They've handed over everything to God, and they know that they cannot do anything more than that. Either you pack out of the house, or you stay. Some men will tell you the kitchen is too hot, you know what to do. So those ones, they've made peace with themselves that this is who he is, and I'm going to take it like that. As long as you're doing your duty as a man. Those ones have handed over the matter to God. So if your partner is texting, sex texting, in your presence, usually men do that a lot. I don't want to blame men too much, but I'm thinking that most men, when they come out from work, we see them close their leg and they're texting and they're smiling, and they're texting, they're smiling. Talking to who I'm smiling with, they is their colleague in the office or their boss or something. Sometimes you look at that phone, you will see a lot of things that you're not meant to see. I've come across a friend that said her husband gave his in those days to his daughter, and she left it. The daughter left it in the house to school. But in the night, the husband has gone to work somewhere else. She was hearing messages coming to the phone for her to check. Another girl has snapped her breast and sent to the man, the girlfriend he was dating. So these are the things I'm talking about, the sex texting. So when people are started to send their body parts to the other partner, and you already committed to another in a relationship, you are committed seriously, it becomes a problem. So at this point now, I think all those who have been doing that, I think they should discourage themselves by not doing it. The best thing is to talk to your partner, what you're going through, or what made you to do that. Disconnect, in my opinion. I wouldn't want the person to go and visit that person to know who the person really is. If you can delete the picture, the person must have saved it anyway.
You can ask, you know, stop doing it. They knew it was wrong before they started doing it, and they still started doing it anyways. And they've already gone this far. I just feel like you should know, am I going to go away or am I not going to go? Because you can tell them, okay, delete the pictures, stop doing it. They can try to delete the pictures or stop doing it, but it's not going to work because they are still going to keep on thinking about that. Unless the part, let's say for this case was a woman, unless the husband changed, unless the husband now started caring about her wants, her needs, her sexual fantasies or whatever, it now be easier for her to, okay, I can let person go because I have the real deal here with me. But if you're not okay, she disconnects, and enough I say talking to your partner actually is the best. But again, everybody's partner is different. I don't think there are many few men out there that you tell them, oh, by the way, I have been doing this and I don't want to do it anymore.
Congratulations.
I don't do it anymore, but I need your help.
I need to understand.
I need to understand.
I'm sorry.
And I won't even blame them because I don't think there are so many women out there that normally, like, forget trying to have a man and you don't want people to say you're divorced or you don't know where to go, you have nowhere to go. There are not many women that a man will come and tell them, babe, I've been doing this thing and I don't want to do it anymore, but I need your help because I've realized it's a two-way thing. I did this because I felt an absence here. I knew it was not right. It was not right of me. I could have spoke to you about it since, but it's gotten to this point and I just don't want it to get any further. Then speak to your wife. You know, a lot of women that will say, okay, fine. It's painful. Yes, it's definitely going to be painful that someone out there is sharing your man with you, even if it's not physically, emotionally, he's not there. So it's going to be painful, but not a lot of women will be able to say, okay, fine, come, let's try and work on this. Come, let's try and reason together on how to move forward. I think my aunt was telling me something about marriage recently, and she was talking about the commitment. Like once you decide to get married, you have to be committed to staying married. And in as well, that sounds very scary and not very my vibe. Like that's not my vibe at all. I'm not the vibe of like, oh, committed through it all. Like
through thick and thin.
Through the thick and the
even
thin.
If you go to your husband cheating, stay put.
I have my
betrays you, stay put.
And that's why advices and opinions are loved, because they are just that. You don't have to listen to it.
It's an advice.
It's an advice. So I took a piece of it, but I have my own. Once this is done, I know how I am as a person. It also still brought to my mind that, okay, this is something that you have to stay committed to, and that's generally what kept your generation of marriage together, because you guys had this mindset of like, okay, we're in it, we're gonna see through to the bitter end, bitter, sweet or sour, we are gonna see through to the end. Whereas this generation is more of like, it's not even bitter, but it's looking like it has signs and symptoms of becoming bitter. It's looking like it might be bitter in the next 2 weeks, and everybody's out.
They are working out.
I think that's just the difference between generation and generation. But I'm trying to merge the both, because I think what I'm also understanding in relationship is that you have to be patient and you have to offer kindness where kindness is given. I think it's not everyone that deserves your patience. It's not everyone that deserves your kindness. If you feel like you're in a relationship where the person does not offer you kindness, I know what the Bible says. They slap you here, you turn here. They forgive 70 times 7. My dear, I don't think that's for someone you're living with. I think that's for the random stranger on the road that you will not see again. Because believe me, if somebody slaps you here, slap you, and they're slapping you every single day, and then you have to go back to bed with the person. My dear, one day you wake up and slap the person. The person never touch you. You just wake up and just slap the person.
That is
like I see videos where women are just recording. They just be sleeping, just wake up and slap their husband and just go back to sleep. Man wake up like,
someone's like,
baby, are you okay? Because you just been piling it up. So I'm not of the vibe of like turn your cheek and keep on getting slapped. No, I'm of the vibe they slap you. You ask them, why did you slap me?
Why? What happened?
Why? You don't understand that, because that slap should never happen again. Because if you slap me again, I'm gonna slap you back, or I'm gonna remove the face. That means I'll not be here for you to slap.
Yeah.
So that you can be slapping the air. So yeah, that's my own little one.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh,
I really appreciate your perspective when it comes to this sex texting.
you're welcome.
I thank you so much because for your generation now, your views are quite different from mine.
Yeah.
And if you ask the younger generation, people that are your junior, like the Gen Z, they will have a different one, maybe slightly different from yours as well.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
Okay.
We'd like to discuss more of these topics again about relationships and how to come out of it. If you have a toxic, if your husband is this, your wife is that, if your promises, the oath you made is no longer looking like an oath in the presence of God, and you don't want to walk out and you're not comfortable staying.
What are your thoughts on divorce?
Well, I am not the divorce type, but my thoughts on divorce, I'm looking at two sections, my generation and your generation. First, my generation, when it comes to divorce, most of my generation don't want to divorce, not because the marriage is sweet like honey, but it's sweet and bitter. And so they look back and ask themselves at the beginning of the marriage, how was it? It wasn't this bad. So they just look at it and smile when it comes to like divorce. Even if the woman is very rich, most people think that women don't want to divorce because of financial constraint from a generation. No, not because of financial constraint. They stay because one of their children, the impression of my children will be looked after by a stepmother. It is a painful thing for most mothers. And because there is no way you leave the husband's house and your children are still tender, they must go to the father's house on holidays. And the stepmother may be there. And you know the situation in the society. I don't want to look at the diabolical part of it, but the children can be made useless one way or the other. You don't know where their problem is going to come from. I don't want to mention somebody's name. There was this celebrity couple in this country that the woman left. The man did not.
Mention the name now. Didn't know you.
The man left. If I tell the story, everybody that knows will know it. The man met another actress.
Didn't know
Which people?
the people that don't mention their name.
This is YouTube. They might come across it. And
If their business is already out there, might as well.
Okay.
Okay, don't mention the name. It goes against who you are. Just do your thing.
When the man left the woman for another fatter woman, she's slimmer. I was asking myself, why will you leave your wife? You're an actor. I agree. Look at her with 4 children. She's looking very good. She maintains herself. You want to make a fatter woman that was married before. You left your wife for that. And she has given birth. So she's your second wife. You have not divorced this one. That the word monogamy and polygamy, just a word, does not mean anything. Who condition your mind to believe that a man supposed to Abraham have many wives? Why people are still trying to reason why will the man leave his beautiful wife? The first one died from the previous marriage. And everybody was like, does this second wife have a hand in it? Why would the boy die now? The first one of this man that is grown up, I think was 16 or 17, playing ball or something, just fell and just died. So what am I trying to say? I wouldn't want to be divorced because I wouldn't want my children to be looked after by their stepmother.
What if your children are above the age of being looked after by them?
If my children are above the age and I can no longer take it, I can walk. I can step out of the marriage.
What is the age?
Of
what is the above the age? What age do you think you could step out?
The age of understanding that me staying back will be like killing myself slowly.
What is that?
The age of, but the children are, age differs. Some children are not matured.
Some children
are
not
not
matured. Exactly. So
some at the age of 18, they are very matured. So depending, when I say the stage or the age, you find out that the children are understanding. They actually understand what the woman is passing through.
So if she does not understand, you stay.
If she does not understand, most women stay because of their children. They will stay. May not be me, may not be other. What about seeing a child that died? At least I can mention that one confidently. I wouldn't have been beating her, but maltreating her, kind of things. But she stayed back. She was singing in a big church, like called a native church, and the pastors did not even know. She was not telling anybody. It was a twin. At least I said, you don't know. It was when she died, I felt son, I think he have a son and two daughters also. The son was now like singing, was talking what has been happening. Because most of this time when these things happen, it affects the children, the trauma. The son was now talking. Everybody was like, this kind of thing, not tell anybody. It's not anybody. We love our son, we love our baby. She's not telling anybody. So most people stayed because of because of the children. Other reason why some women don't want to divorce. For me, if I want to divorce my husband, I will go without looking back. Well, my children are grown. If I can look after, no, my children are grown. Why? Another reason why I felt there's no need for the Bible did not. The Bible says somewhere that if a woman or a man divorces his wife and marries another one, you're an adulterer. It's in the Bible. So if you're going to walk away from your marriage, get rest in mind. That's the end of marriage for you. You're not going to marry another man again. Not just marrying. You're not going to even have sex outside your marriage because you're still married outside of God. You're just like separated. You can walk out of the marriage, but you're alone. No more man in your life or no more woman in your life because your life is now a danger. Staying with this person is not giving you happiness. So you walk away from the marriage. Bible condemns you to that extent of divorce. Unless your life is threatened. Like my church, I'm a Catholic. The church said that if your life is threatened, you cannot instead of you to die, let the church divorce. But apart from that, all the reason many women are giving for divorce, I think is something that can walk away. A woman left Lagos, came to Abuja because of similar problem. She was one of my program on TikTok, and she was like, she's like a divorced woman, but she's not divorced. I would like explain what it meant like a divorced woman. So because she left her husband more like 5 years. He comes to Abuja and she makes sure that she sleeps in the guest room. She's with the children here. Salary is enough to look after the children, pay their school fees. Before he marries, what school fees, she has paid everything. Not because she doesn't have. She doesn't want him to have reasons to be making the children feel like come holiday. She would tell him, she told him, no need for the children to come to us on holiday in Lagos. Let them stay here. Or she send them somewhere else, one of the relatives have to stay. Because he's already moved. A woman has moved in with him already. He had all those things. And he was not, because of his infidelity and all that cheating, that's why she said she moved out in the first place. So she don't want anything to do with him. As long as she's concerned, her mind, she has divorced him. But on paper, they are still married. That was why I said she moved to another state. And for long, they'll be staying like that. She knows the word of God. She's not playing ball with any other man or something, but she's just like that. So most women of my generation, as you ask, they have reasons why they don't want to divorce. Now, coming to your generation, most young girls, they want to marry, fine, but they also open the door. They don't lock the door and throw the key away. They open the door like any small thing, they are off. They don't I can't stand it.
And what do you think that stems from?
I don't know. But I think because of what they've seen from their parents.
Yeah.
Most of them, what they've seen from their personal experience, they saw what their father must have done to their mother, or for the boys, what their mother must have done to their father. Some boys will say like that. Based on that, they don't want to take it. I'm not going to be my grandmother or my mother. I'm not going to be my father or my grandfather. I will not take it. So they just walk out. They don't think of the consequences. They don't care if they are breastfeeding. In fact, a lady said that she will leave her children for the man.
That's his child too.
And that is his child. And if she's leaving, if you come to that, you just leave the children for the man. I'm working on this is going to be. You look after the children. But in my generation, if we are going to go, we go with the children. Because we value the lives of the children. We give birth to them. And we feel that leaving the children for the man will be worse.
But why?
As I said earlier, the children might be mad. I know a family in Warri. The woman left the children. The woman left with the twins to another state. She was breastfeeding twins. She left with the twins to another state. She now left the other ones, two brothers, with the father, and went to her state. And she's no longer married the man again. What happened? The man was going offshore, onshore, they was not staying in town. They got a point. The second son was not even going to school anymore. The sister they brought from their village to come and look after the children, she would leave the children, the feeding money, and go elsewhere and stay with her boyfriend while the children were picking things to sell, to eat. Or they would trek long distance to go to a relative place to find food and eat.
And that's what I'm asking that, but why is it like that? Why do men not care about children, and why are women seen as children caretaker?
Because when we carry the pregnancy for 9 months, I think they would call the umbilical cord connection. The woman will carry the child, nurse the child, even in the womb, she have already initiated relationship with the child. Hey, don't take me like this. Tap the pregnancy and say, come on, sleep. You're disturbing mommy. Some children just obey, and the pregnancy, if you're spending, you just tapping the pregnancy alone. The child will just sleep quiet if it's kicking too much. So some children and their mother, they already form connection, bonding, while the child was still in the pregnancy, in the womb job. And by the time you give birth, you will understand the importance of the question I'm talking about.
No, I understand the connection. I'm just saying that I just find it weird that
It's a spiritual.
fathers just don't. No, I understand the connection that women have and how they're the primary caretaker of a child. I'm just saying that I just find it weird that a man that wants to be a father does not know how to be a father. Because because again, that's if like women are queuing up to have like hundreds of millions of kids. It's men that always want to have someone to pass on their legacy. It's not if the woman has a child and she passes on her surname to the child. No, she just, in fact, when they ask where are you from, I don't immediately say I'm from Edo State. I'm saying I'm from Akwa Ibom. So the man is basically just incubator for the child at the end of the day. So I don't understand why in the long term a man cannot be a father or a caretaker of the child. And I will blame the way
the men are being brought up.
Yes, the men are being brought up and how the society, cultural, whatever, has been going on for so long, because it just made it like, okay, it's normal. Now I'm supposed to take care of Piki. Now I'm supposed to clean house. Now I'm supposed to do this thing. So when a man now does it, it's actually seen like, the husband is trying. No, he's trying doing what? What is he trying? I saw him drop children in school. He fed them. He bathed them. They are his children. Like, they are his children. Who was what? Like, why is it such a wow? I think what makes it worse was, at least back then, most of the men were not actively working. So if they just become, this is now their job. Housewife is a job, and then the husband doing just solely to focus on his business. But now a woman is still having a job and is still expected to be the sole caretaker of a child. And then when the man now steps in, this is his child. Why is he needing to step in? Oh, you see a guy carrying a child about and feeling, this man is trying. What is he trying?
He's trying to do the work of the wife.
That's not the work of the wife. That's the work of the parents. The parents. So that's why I'm like, so that's why the one left with the twins, and she left those two boys. That those two boys are now going there, because we've just societally groomed men to think that, okay, all they need to do is work and bring money. Working and bring money is not that hard. At the end of the day, anyone can work. Even children these days work. Anyone can work and bring money. But you see, work and bring money, house a child, grow a child, feed a child, bathe a child, wash, and still be expected to still take care of the man.
Those two boys the woman left, they could not go. They just managed to finish secondary school, and that was it.
And that is the fault of the man.
That's what I'm saying. He was not in town. He go to onshore and offshore and come back, and he did not stay. He married another wife though, and that one too. Of course, she will not see the children like our biological children now. The kind of love that you have for them, it's not that kind of the same love. That is why most women, that will bring out the point why most women find it very difficult to leave their children behind, because of this kind of problem where you see the children you leave behind or they left their father. So when you have boys with you, they need their father figure in their lives. If you don't have that kind of father figure, some of the boys, they talk to their mothers anyhow when the mother is trying to correct them at home. So at the end of the day, the boys too, they need their father figure. The girls too, they need a father figure. And when the father figure, even in the house, it's not available. Though they're married though, it's not available. The woman now takes both roles, the father and the mother. Those are the women that worked out. When they have the money, they can be the father, they can be the mother. They just carry their children and just say, let's go somewhere and stay. Let him stay alone in the name of father. Those are they are trying, because they will do what the man can do. Advising anything they will do, they will try their best. But where financially the woman is strong, she will stay back. And most men don't want their husband, most men don't want their wives to be financially strong. So that eventually the kind of thing happens, she will not have the boldness, the enablement to walk out of the marriage. They know that they are not treating the woman well. And so they will not want her to be having that key. The key to work out of the marriage is the money. They want to make sure that she doesn't have enough money to work out on them.
There's a saying that a man that marries a woman lives longer, but the woman that doesn't get married lives longer. Who do you think marriage benefits the most?
Benefit the men.
Why do you say so?
At least a man that married a woman live longer.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't want to live longer. That's why he's marrying, because he wants to. Because, like, if you want to apply to the Nigerian society now, as you said, a man that married a woman lives longer. A woman that did not marry lives longer. And yet, women want to marry. Maybe they don't know this you're saying. But the men that want to marry, my opinion, from what I've seen so far, maybe my background and environment, the way I grew up. One, as you said earlier, is the cleaner, the housekeeper, woman, the lesson teacher. She's the mother to the children. Of course, she's the cook. But I'm not going to forget her bedroom duties. She's everything. She's the doctor. Because some home, they don't even have money to go to hospital. You touch the child like this. Your body, okay. Paracetamol. Bring malaria medicine that they advert on television and give the child. We don't know the blood cell. We don't know what it means. The one is getting worse, they now say and go to the neighboring chemist and say, chemist, my child has been sick, he's vomiting, or she's vomiting, give her to stop vomiting. We know they have vomit to stop vomiting now. I mean, colipan, we don't know to stop stomach pain. We know this, mothers know these small doctors in the house, what to stop vomiting at night. Mothers are trying.
So why do they still get married?
That's what I'm saying. Why do you girls are still getting married as of today? If you see the kind of wedding that's going to take place every Saturday in thousands, because they want companionship, they want a friend that has moved their hearts and want to stay with the person. But inside the marriage, at a point, the man or the woman will just change. Most times, as I've come to realize, the percentage goes to the men that just change. Either they've seen somebody else, they'll just feel like I'm no longer in love with you. If a woman is no longer in love with the man in the house, in this country, she will not leave the man because she's no longer in love. She find it boring. That's why I advise to men, most of my thoughts, I advise to men, do something, be busy, whatever it is. Don't stand one place so that when you're bored, you fall to that place. But the men, they are never bored.
I think another thing is that because Nigerian African men, or maybe men worldwide, have been made to know or made to feel like they are just the most sexual beings that exist. Like a woman does not feel half of what a man feels on a day to day. Oh, a man, they wake up with morning wood. Oh, it's all they think about. They even call their stuff a head. He has his own brain. He thinks for itself. When that one is thinking, the one up here is not thinking. So we've made it like such a thing that, okay, a man's identity is tied to his bedroom activities. I think that's why when a woman falls maybe out of love during marriage, she's not just immediately thinking, okay, let me go and find someone. She's like, okay, well, I do still trust and respect this person. I might not be as crazy as I was before vice versa, but it's not that deep. Like, I don't need to be. But a man, once he just feels like this man is not, it's never about love, because a man will tell you that he still loves you.
Yeah.
And still cheats.
Oh God.
And cheat. I stated that he still loves you. So for them, it's not about the love. It's not about the sexual attraction. They don't know the meaning
of love in the first place.
A man's own is a sexual attraction, and I agree. They don't know the meaning of love, because they do not know the meaning of love. They know that they never loved this person. In the first place.
Yeah.
So their own is more of sexual attraction. That is why a man can say, okay, it's not like I don't love you. You know, I'm a man. I have needs. Are you an animal?
Someone will even tell you that you cannot eat on your ball of water for soup alone.
Are you an animal? Like, what kind of animalistic tendency is that? And I feel like that is why now a lot of ladies don't, in as much as there's marriage still happening, it's very much so, okay, if you do anything, you see anything. No one is really trying to die in the thing, because when these men start going about doing what they want to do in the name of, because a man always chooses himself.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed. Men don't date women based on their potential. Oh, one day she could be fine. One day she could lose weight. One day she'll begin to cook in the kitchen. No, if a man is dating you and is marrying you just as you presented yourself to be. But women date for potential. Oh, he has a vision, he has ambition, he could be this. Oh, I know that right now he's stressing, that's why he's not taking me out on dates, but he promised me that when things start getting better, we're going to travel, we're going to see the world. Or there. Sorry, that was. I'm just trying to say that don't be foolish. That is a lie. It's a lie. Take a page from the men's book. Do like I do. I'm not, please, I feel like I'm sounding so anti-marriage or anti-men. No, please, I'm not anti-man, anti-marriage. I'm just saying we live in a patriarchal society. You need to know how to play the game. You need to know, because people don't want to be a part of the game. And in that also, they're still miserable, because there are women like that practice misandry or extreme feminism, because I'm like, feminism,
there's perfect. Feminism, there's humanism.
There's The other one that is not the nice one, I don't know.
That's feminist.
No, feminist is the correct one.
Which one is humanism?
I don't know. I've not heard that one before.
I've heard it before.
Feminist is the one that came out for the right reasons. But now these days, modern day feminists, I call it extreme feminism. The normal feminism was we are human beings too. As a man is a human being, as a woman I'm a human being. That was the feminist movement. Okay, if he's getting paid this, I deserve to get paid this too. If I'm always in the kitchen, why is he not always in the kitchen? Like, we just want equal rights, finish. But the extreme ones are more of like, oh, a man should be beneath you, a man should. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, if you're in the patriarchal society that you're in, you have to learn how to play the game. A lot of people don't want to play the game. So a lot of people say, okay, I'll not get married at all, I'll not talk to a man at all. But you feel lonely, you feel depressed. As you get, the older you get, or even as you're young, you just start looking around and start wanting things. The truth of the matter is that we've been groomed from very young. We had all our Barbie shows, princes, getting the princess, this in the real world.
Exist in the real world. So that come and save you from your distress.
From young,
it happened, but they're very rare.
They made us believe that it was rampant. So girls grew up looking to love, because we've been painted this picture of that love favors women. But if I was a young boy growing up, I won't think of love, because they didn't put love to favor men in movies or in cartoons. The cartoons of young boys was about destruction and, being a man and making money and just being the boss, being a boss. There was nothing to groom men to see of being romantic or, how to take care of a woman. It was just mostly the women that wanted to see that thing. And that's how we women were groomed to love. So you can't say, okay, I'm not just going to get married. I'm not just going to play the game with you guys. I'll be by myself. You can't, because it's all inside you since you are small to yearn for such things. And then when you now see the ones that now influencers, back in the day, you didn't have anything to compare your boredom to or your singleness. No. You be single in peace. If all your friends are single, it's even the best. If you're mind, everybody know what is single. But now once you just pick up your phone, the first thing you see is, oh, they bought me BMW. Oh, they bought me Benz and Benz. Oh, they have bought a new house for me. Oh, look at my ring, guys. Look at my ring. Oh, I don't got everything. I'm engaged. You can't have mind. Like, even if you said, okay, I want to disconnect from the world and men, I want to live my life, you can't live your life, because everywhere you go, people are flaunting quote unquote happy presenting relationships to you,
packaging their relationship,
packaging it like as if they're not topping.
I bet they are taking it water. And so what you're saying is that peer pressure can make you to get married.
Peer pressure can make, but what I'm saying is that before you, because you can't cut yourself off from the whole there's a rush, there's a wave and it's pushing like the flow. You can't just pull out of the flow. But what you need to do is to learn how to go with the flow. So take a page from the men's playbook, like I would do. Look at it as, what am I gaining out of this? Like, this person right now, how does this person serve my life? And I know people think it's not good to make such things transactional, but even in your friendships are transactional. Even if they're making you laugh, they respect you, they treat you nice, they treat you kind.
It's transactional.
Everything is transactional.
Nobody can tell me that marriage is transactional.
It's a business. In fact, marriage originated. That's why in Nigeria we have things like bride price. Marriage was like women were seen as merchandise. Like, you get this, we pay for this, you collect this, because now you're adding to you. And now when she adds to you, she cannot give you sons that will further your legacy. Yeah. So it was a transaction, it was a business. In the European side, they'll see it as joining two families, because now, even the rich,
what would they gain from it?
The rich people, they don't like their children to just get married to anybody. Anyhow. Because it's a business transaction. Looking at the hotel and people are asking like, but Tell me she was dating Mr. Easy for so many years. When they married, because he was not there yet. He was not there yet that they could join families. He was not. Now, Ajibade, you now know the name has weight now. That was, she could even change her name from Otedola to Ajibade, because now there's a weight behind the name. They don't just marry anyhow, because marriage is a transaction. You're building legacy. You're building in an institution. So people don't think about that. Like, if I'm with the ladies, she just wants to be married. No. If you're going to get into the marriage, you have to get into it knowing every single thing. And that's why I love my mom, because she was not like she was not like, oh my God, Barbie dolls, marriage is rainbows and fairy tales. She was honest and raw with it. And it helped me to kind of like shape, okay, do I really want to? And I realized I do still want to get married, because I didn't want to before. I do still want to get married, but now at least I know more than I knew before. I'm aware of the things that could happen. Because sometimes you think it could never.
Yeah. That's who.
But it will be you and to be you and so the idea is just to
face reality.
Just face reality and have a backup plan. I don't just love just going to it all love. Have a backup plan, especially as a lady in a patriarchal society. If anything were to happen between you and your man, not even like he does anything, if anything were to even happen to him and he's no longer alive, the way the world is set up, at least in Nigeria, it's not going to favor you.
Yeah.
So if you had not set things up prior so that it will favor you, you're fighting for your life and your children's life.
Yeah.
His family will come and take every single thing that is there. You're trying to keep the whole family afloat. So if you're going to get married, especially if you're going to get married and bear kids, because we're just getting married, fine, don't have kids, okay, it's not that deep. If you're going to get married and bear kids, you need to know how the amount of kids you're having, have it known that if anything happens to your husband, you can take care of them by yourself. If you're having one child, okay, if anything happens to this man today, I can take care of the child myself. But if you cannot take care of, don't have kids. Don't have kids if you cannot afford them
into the world
without a partner.
Beg around the whole world.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. I use the opportunity to still advise we mothers, we women, that if you have boys in the house, don't concentrate only on the girls.
Yeah.
You learn how to cook because one day you're going to get married. No. You learn how to clean because one day you're going to get married. No.
Yeah.
You're going to cook for yourself. You clean your house for yourself.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing for yourself, not for your man.
Yeah.
Which you didn't fine tune it, make it look like because you're a woman, you have to serve your husband in these capacities.
Yeah.
So I want you to no, that is not fair. It is good that we let the man, the woman know that you're doing this for yourself. Then for the boys, I think most women are failed in that department. That's why we are seeing lots of this insecurity. Many men are not secure with their wives. Some men don't want their wives to be more learned than them. Some men don't want their wives to be richer than them. Some men that are feeling so insecure when their wife progresses in their career. I want to worry about them. I'm coming. It is when we don't tell. I'm a mother too. When we don't tell the boys how life is, we do not train them to look after their wives as a tender partner. We just want the woman to be happy because we are women. We concentrate more on the women. Like, I don't want you to explain what I experienced. I heard that this happened to a woman. We know the stories of women, but we don't know the stories that the men, we've not heard their version to. Men should not maltreat their wives. They should not treat their wives as their maids. When you see, why another reason I'm blaming the men or the mothers is this. You see a woman will ask the mother, and the woman will ask the son, are you still cooking for yourself? When are you going to get married? You're already telling the man that go get a cook soon. When you come to the house, so you call your son, did not pay. What happened? Mom, I've been washing my clothes, I'm in the laundry, I'm doing this. I'm not going to marry. Which time will you marry? Let it.
Even me too, I want a wife.
Can't you understand? So go get a wife, let her do your laundry for you. Go get a wife, let her be doing the cooking for you. Some people say, you're still looking for cleaner to come and clean your house. You don't go marry. That is the man does not have time. You go to the house, you see everyone scattered. You say, my son or junior, when will you get married? Someone, what is it again? Say, that's your house scattered. If you have a wife that will help to clean the house and make cook a decent food for you. You have implanted, knowingly or unknowingly, gradually, an idea into the boy's head that it is the duty of his wife to be the chief cleaner, to be the chief cook, to arrange the scattered things, arrange the house, cook the food, lay the bed, see bed children, he go to work and assist him financially, while he only go to work and come back and cross leg and watch football or go out with his friends. You not even tell the man that you have to look after the baby while she cooks in the kitchen. Most families in abroad, they don't have these helps. So we depend on help to do all the kind of things for us. We don't do it by ourselves. So most mothers don't train their children to help themselves in the house so they can also help their wives. So on this note, I think we want to conclude by appreciating all those. If you come across this video, I advise you to save it, send to your friends, dating, married ones or not. Every human being needs to see this video. The advices and the talk here is so rich when it comes to relationship, especially in our culture. And I advise that you subscribe. Comment what you think, where you're watching this video from. Please.
Oh no, comment in the comment section. Make sure you share the video. This video is a
Yeah.
live video, so if you're watching it at any time you're watching, just let us know where you're watching it from. And yes, until next time.
Until next time. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.